Here we go.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? Let us try to answer. Sorry, I'm sharing on my page also. To the. I hope I. Anyway, what's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Hi everyone.
It's us
Oh.
again, doing this one more time. And like we said before, if you got any financial questions, please ask, and we'll try our best to answer.
Yeah.
And yalah, begitulah cerita dia.
Yeah.
Apa tadi bagi saya share?
Tak tahu. Sementara as usual JJ figure out macam mana nak share. Okay. Tolong tanya. Sebab kalau tak tanya then JJ ask all the question lah.
Then JJ je get all the knowledge and then korang yang rugi.
Tapi JJ tanya pun would be relevant for everyone lah, so it's fine. And but I'm not sure lah whether this is Malaysian thing or not. Like,
trust me, it's a Malaysian thing because dari dulu, even like as you know, sometimes when I'm an MC, I'm emceeing like celebrities turun, press ada kat situ, tanyalah apa-apa soalan. Press pun senyum je, tunggu.
But
ask a lot of questions.
Isn't that their job?
Yeah, no, it's not their job. It's not their job. They don't want to ask questions. They just tu je lah. Anyway, so there you go. I started my own watch party. Hopefully ada orang tanya soalan. If you're watching this on my watch party, please move on to the live one. I should have shared it, not watch party. I also don't know. Okay, tak apa. Anyway, guys, if you're first time watching this and you don't know what's going on, what we do here, we try and answer as many financial questions as you have, any financial queries. If you want in-depth query, you got to go up there. You see Vantage atas tu, up there. That one you go up to them and ask them personally, because each of us have got our own DNA. So your finances as well has its own DNA, because all of us have different ways of making money and stuff like that. But as we said, if you got any questions, ask us and then we'll answer. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, done. So financial year started. It's and when everybody thought it's going to be okay, we're hit by the MCO. And the MCO is supposed to last, we don't know how long. Just like the last time they said 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks lasted for a few months. This time it's 2 weeks with with cases going up to 3,000. So I don't think it's going to be only 2 weeks.
Yeah. So if let's talk about MCO lah, because that's the elephant in the room lah. Yes. It's getting bigger. The elephant is getting bigger.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, there's actually a few facets to the MCO lah. So the first part is how long. KKM is saying 1 month.
Yes.
KKM is saying 1 month if to flatten the curve again. Okay, that's what KKM said lah. But I think for everyone, technically this is where you should be prepared for it to be longer. Okay, you should be prepared for it longer. So take skills that you picked up during last year when we had to go through the tough times. Right. So those skills would be continuously relevant, because in WVA we actually just finished our annual convention,
right,
on Monday and Tuesday. So nasib baik sempat siap sebelum MCO, sebelum tutup. And on our first day, which was on Monday, right, it was the announcement came out. And when we reconvened the next day on Tuesday, so obviously that was the first thing that we had to touch on. But interestingly, when we were talking about that, like none of the participants were really shocked or really afraid or
Yeah.
really worried,
Yeah.
because we now know what needs to be done.
Correct.
It's slightly different from last March when no one knew what was happening. This
Correct.
was the first time nationwide we had no one can go out from their house except for important businesses and
People.
everything.
Yes.
So
Yes.
most people they apa ingat okay benda ni 2 minggu sebab the announcement was 2 weeks. The announcement was 2 weeks. So then 2 weeks became 4 weeks. 4 weeks became 6 weeks. So most people actually, even businesses,
Yep.
didn't do anything until like 1 month, 1.5 months into the thing. So
And then only.
but the thing is, then you're restarting. You are then learning new skills,
Correct.
finding new strategies to pivot your businesses.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so that's the issue. So, but now, like I said, from the convention, like at least none of the participants thought that this was going to work. Even if let's say it's last longer,
Yep.
they think we are better prepared now compared to before. Even some of my clients who have businesses
Right.
uh, are not as worried, because I think some businesses that have managed to survive to a
Right.
certain extent also have grown stronger,
Correct.
because they know what they need to do.
Correct. And they've already placed in SOPs in place
Mm,
to contingency plans to
yeah,
continue.
correct.
Tetapi, here
Yes.
is the question I want to ask. The masuk to personal financing.
Mm,
If people, everything okay, they survived the first round. Suddenly now the second round, they have to dip into savings. All right. Um, what's the best advice on how to use that? Because because if you already have to dip into savings, I'm assuming you don't have a job. Income already lost.
mm.
So before, I'm sure you're going to work to get new income, but how do you? Because before this, we already said you have to have what, 12 months? How many months
Six,
of
six,
6 months?
6. Yeah.
So you have to have 6 months of your actual pay to survive.
Mm.
But logistically, to get new job in this climate, people are scared. So how do people use their savings wisely? What's the best way?
Okay. Okay. So obviously, first is the first thing that you need to do is actually to review back your spending.
Right. Okay. Betul. 100%.
Okay, because the least amount of money that you can spend, logically, the longer whatever money that you have will last.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct. Correct.
so that's the first part. Second is actually then review all your available resources, means your assets, the assets that you have. So one is your emergency savings, which we mentioned before, must be in instruments that are low risk. But
Correct.
then you can also look into other resources. So example like your EPF. EPF, you have ICINA, you have Lestari, you even have the account to withdrawal for loan repayments
Right.
that you can apply to. So these are additional resources in which you can use in order to um, last longer before you get back on your feet.
To extend your
Yeah.
savings.
Yes, to extend. Basically to extend. So that's the second part. Third is then obviously look into all the other investments, that you might have.
Right.
So your unit trust, your stocks, and everything. Because if let's say you're already in, not to say a desperate mode, but you're in a mode where you need to survive. One thing that you should not do is risk whatever assets that you have into higher risk investments,
Correct.
because what will happen in this scenario most often than not is you will take unnecessary risks.
Because you it's like main tikam. Never mind, never mind.
Yeah.
This one sure. And
Uh,
then abis.
correct. So and that is something that you don't want to get into that trap, and especially don't fall for scams. Because obviously at this point, because you are looking for ways in terms of getting the best bang out of your buck, So
Correct.
dapat ROI besar, dapat return banyak. So this is why you see also on social media, scammers are mushrooming.
Oh, because they know everybody is desperate. Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, I want to ask you, because it's very hard. Sometimes scammers look very authentic.
Mm.
And what they offer looks very interesting, and then a lot of people like, oh, can la. Now, what is a very possible logical return? This one is not 100% guaranteed. This I want to put that as a caveat, like 100%. This is not 100% guaranteed to stop you from scams. But if someone says, if you invest, what is the most logical amount of return of investment within 3 months? Because most of the time they say you put in within 3 months, you get X amount of money. If someone says within 3 months you can get 100% of what you put in, scam, 100% scam already. That one, no way in hell, unless it's Bitcoin lah.
Yep.
Unless it's like magic Bitcoin, who beginning of last year was 5,000 and then it went up all the way to 40,000 USD. So yang tu lain. But other than that, what is the most logical when someone comes to you and say this your investment will grow so much?
Okay, so generally, if let's say you're looking at a period of 3 months, so this is your general 3 months, not like
Correct.
Market timing or everything.
No.
So like higher risk, if you're talking, because investments are always linked to the risk that you take.
Correct.
So if people are saying this, you look for certain words. If people say that this is a guaranteed return, your investments are safe, but it gives you, let's say, more than 5% per quarter.
Okay.
Something doesn't sound right
Sound right.
somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but if it's higher risk investment, so example like stocks,
right.
okay, even if let's say you do it with a managed account, so actually it is possible to get 5%, 6% per quarter.
Understand, higher risk.
Yeah, but there's higher risk, but your capital is not guaranteed.
Correct.
And your return is also not guaranteed.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you gambling with whatever you just have lah. Don't.
Yes.
Advice is just don't lah. Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So because like I said lah, so the thing is with regards to investment and to certain extent trading, it's actually a very mechanical process.
Yes. Okay.
It's actually a very mechanical process. So that's why like robo-advisors are gaining steam, because technically robo-advisors take away the emotional aspect of the investment.
Okay. For those people laymen who tak faham what is robo-investors are, what's a robo-investor?
No, it's a robo-advisor.
Yeah.
So a robo-advisor is basically a software.
Yeah.
A software in an app that actually invests on your behalf based on whatever risk profile that you have.
Correct.
So basically, let's say you put in a robo-advisor that is investing in stocks. So then when you put in the money, you identify what is your risk profile, and then they would choose the right stocks to invest based on your risk profile, and then they would use the algorithm to say, okay, so when do we buy? When do we sell? When do we hold? So it follows that set algorithm. So human intervention is rare in this situation. They only come in when the robo like circumstances where it's like outliers lah.
Okay.
Like suddenly like a market crash.
I understand.
Robo advisors are technically not built to identify those.
Correct. Okay. So that's what a robo advisor is. So like for what when it comes to scams, what do you think is the line that most scammers use that for sure is the one that will makan people?
Oh,
lines to look out for that makes you go, or better still, after the lines is what kind of questions you should ask when someone says come invest and I promise you so forth.
Okay, so the first word to look for is the word guarantee.
Okay.
Okay, when there is a guarantee return, that's
Uh-huh.
something that you should be careful of.
Okay.
Okay,
So
the
so that's a
the
bit
word guarantor is
was
the
was.
biggest alarm. Yeah, the
Yeah.
biggest
Okay. Okay.
alarm that you will have to look out for. If
All right.
they put guarantee, then because under Securities Commission,
Yep.
Securities Commission Malaysia, actually product providers, platform providers, etc., can't use the word guarantee in any regulated investment.
Ha. So there you go. Guarantee 100% not regulated. Jangan bahaya.
Uh,
Bahaya.
uh,
Okay.
the only guarantee to a certain extent that is generally used is actually when you're talking about fixed deposits,
Right.
which is technically not an investment.
Yes.
It's actually a savings.
Correct. 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 So that's different. That's just putting money in and it's just a savings.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's the first one. Second is when the returns offered is too good to be true. So we talked about it. We talked about it
Correct.
earlier. So
Correct.
because the thing is, like, when I give talk, sometimes we always talk about scams. Is obviously one of it. So when you're offered example like returns, like say 10% a month, okay. Even if you do not know how to calculate and annualize, you do stupid calculation. 10% times 12, so 120%.
Yep.
Okay, 120% a year, then attached to the word guaranteed some more.
Cannot. No such thing.
So no such thing lah. No such thing.
Yes.
Because like technically, if those kind of investments were available, banks would have done it first.
Correct. 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 Correct.
Because
Correct.
banks are all about making money.
Yes. Correct. If
That
the
that
banks are
that
doing it, then yeah.
yeah. So because that is bank's core business, make money.
Yeah. Make money and take your money.
Yeah.
As in keep your money and like stuff
So
like that.
if let's say those things are legit,
Yep.
banks would have done it first.
Correct. Okay. Cool.
Banks would have had some involvement one way or another for
Or
other
another.
financial institutions, things like that.
Correct.
And that's what some people were thinking about cryptocurrency originally.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
But
Correct. Correct.
recently, cryptocurrency has been given the green light
Yes.
by the regulators.
Correct.
So we have a few regulated brokers, companies in Malaysia that you can invest in cryptocurrency nowadays.
Right. But I am so confused about cryptocurrency. I I understand the fundamentals of it, but
Uh,
I do not understand what makes it go up or down. That's the thing. I totally don't understand. Because for me, when it comes to stocks, I do understand it's more people buy in, it'll go up. But why do people buy in? Because that company that buying in shows promise or has a
mm,
future. Or cryptocurrency, I don't understand the logic of it. I
yeah.
understand the fundamentals, logic tak ada, tak faham.
So if you ask me also, I'm not an expert in cryptocurrency because to be honest, until recently, until the regulators came up with the ruling to allow it,
Right.
and until even Majlis Fatwa to a certain extent allows it to happen. So generally, I shied away from cryptocurrency
Cryptocurrency.
because similar to your points, I was having trouble understanding the logic.
That's the thing.
I
I
was I was having and I then followed back what Uncle Warren cakap.
ah
You don't understand, you don't do
don't
it.
do don't do it. Tak
Yeah.
faham jangan buat. Okay.
So but now with the approval by Securities Commission,
Yeah.
so as a firm, we are planning to understand more with
Yep.
regards to the asset class because we do get questions from our clients about cryptocurrency. How is it? How do we make money? Should we include it as part of our portfolio and all that?
Portfolio.
So
Biasalah.
as their licensed financial planner, we actually have to do our due diligence for them
Understand.
before we can
Understand.
advise them. So we are talking to some of the providers, trying to get them to share with us what is it about.
Understand.
So even during our most recent convention, we did manage to get the country manager of Luno to talk about cryptocurrency. But I think that was still at a very high level.
Oh, you high level, not basic
Uh,
level. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
so still high level basically because I think it was to give everyone a basic understanding of what cryptocurrency is in the
Fair enough.
first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but we are working to see whether they can come and train us in more detail about about cryptocurrency because the most important for us is before we then advise our clients, we need to understand.
Correct, correct.
If
No,
if
agree.
we if we don't understand and we advise the client, something happens, then we will be liable. So no, sorry.
You'll be in a lot of trouble. Hey, but here's a crazy thing about cryptocurrency. This is on a side note, okay? In the news recently in the US, there's this guy who who is in trouble because he bought Bitcoin and in his account has close to 2 million, but he's forgot his password.
Ooh.
So and the cryptocurrency, you only got 10 times to try and put in your password. 10 mistakes. After 10 mistakes, they delete the account. So he's got two more tries. And he's just looking, ada duit tapi tak tahu macam mana because he forgot the password because he bought long time ago.
Wow. And if you listen to some analysts that says like cryptocurrency or especially Bitcoin is gonna go up higher to
Ah,
a few 100,000
ah.
per Bitcoin. So then he'll be like looking like in this like I technically I should have so much money, but I can only see it. I cannot touch it.
Yes,
I cannot use it.
because I got no password. Oh my god, it's scary. So anyway, hey guys, if you're watching this, first time watching this, I don't know what's going on. Let me try and explain again. What Vantage is kind enough, and Rafiq here is kind enough to help us out with advice, financial advice on any questions you have about finance lah. So if you got any questions, put it down in the comments. We'll try our best to answer them and see lah. So I'm going to go to my page all to see ada orang jawab ke. Because it's very confusing when there's so many places. Betul tak? So
Yeah. You have an
okay,
iPad or not?
I've got iPad, I got phone, semua buka. Trying to find out the best answer or who asked what and where. So anyway, when it comes to finances, let's look at this year. So we answered already the first part, what to do, how to stretch your money. Okay. On a side note, if someone loses his job, okay, and suddenly, because when you lose your job, you suddenly like, hey, how am I going to pay all my loans? How understanding are banks in your experience?
Okay, in a normal situation,
Yep.
memang terpulang pada budi bicara bank lah.
Betul. No, but that's why I say how
Uh,
understanding is banks. I don't like 100%. Oh, boleh, selamat.
but in current situation, they
Mhm.
are more understanding.
Okay. Because they.
In the current environment, they are more understanding because also has instruction from above.
Okay.
Basically, say you need to buy understanding, but to okay, so banks generally, my understanding before when dealing with clients with debt management issues and everything, banks should understand they want certain level of commitment that you're not running away from paying off your debts.
All right.
Okay, so that's what banks are all about. So because putting somebody as a bankrupt is not going to help them.
Correct.
Putting somebody as a bankrupt is not going to help them. So when they put somebody as a bankrupt, it's just so that there is going to be some money that flows into
The account.
the accounts.
Yep.
Because then that is being forced.
Yeah.
That is being forced. So, but in general, you can actually go to the bank to negotiate. So this is theory lah. You can go to the bank to negotiate either your repayment plan. So means that you reduce your monthly payments, increase your tenure, or you take a payment holiday. So you might not pay for a few months, but
Right.
obviously similar
Interest.
macam interest will accumulate, or you try to renegotiate your interest rates.
Right.
So, but all of this is also, to be fair, this is what also AKPK can do for you.
Correct. But then AKPK, one of the things they will ask is, do you have a job? Do you have income?
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
correct. But that's the thing lah. So yes, they will ask that. But in the end, if let's say you don't have income and you can right now you're basically utilizing your savings and whatnot. So this
right.
is technically still a certain form of income. So you can still pay, but you're trying to stretch your savings as long as possible so that you can still survive.
Correct. 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 Correct.
Yeah, it's just that you don't have a fixed source of income, because even if let's say you lose your fixed income, which is your salary,
Yeah.
there's so many things that you can do now in order to generate income. It might not be as much as your fixed salary.
Correct.
Yeah,
100%.
but having any additional ringgit is still better than not doing anything at all.
Correct. And also, on a side note, to everybody, this is coming on from experience. Don't avoid your bank's call. Talk
Yeah,
to them.
they don't like it.
They don't like it.
They
They,
don't
they
like
get
it.
they get very angry.
Yeah,
Don't ignore their calls. Okay,
yeah.
talk to them, even though you know the conversation is going to go a path where you go, sorry, I don't have income. No, sir, but you still have to pay. No, but you know what is going to happen, but still have that discussion, because if you keep quiet, that's when the lawyer letters come.
Yeah. So, and usually when that comes, then it becomes more difficult.
Correct. It's
It be-
it's no longer a friendly conversation.
yeah. So it's counterintuitive lah for most
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive. It's sama macam hutang kawan lah.
Betul, 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 betul.
It's sama macam hutang kawan. So bila you bagi hutang kat kawan,
Right.
then bila kawan nak minta duit balik, you tak angkat telefon, you tak jawab WhatsApp, you tak balas email, right? Then
Correct.
what do you think the kawan is gonna
Straight the kawan blacklist you, tell all the other kawan don't talk to the slur. Sebab
correct.
dia pernah jahat. Dia tak bayar balik.
Right.
So,
So the banks are the same. The
yeah,
banks are the same. So you're bringing money. So, and technically you did sign a contract with them that saying you're gonna pay.
correct.
You're gonna pay. And because of situations that are out of your control, you are having problems in terms of paying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think we have to reflect the first session that we had when you were sharing your own experience.
Correct.
Right. So, but the thing is, like, if you had managed your finances to a certain extent, so at the point that you lose your job, you actually should have some form of resources lying around.
I had a lot of resources lying down.
Yeah. So the thing is, at that point of time, meeting somebody that can help you makes a big difference.
Correct. Correct.
Makes a big difference.
The teruk part about back then, this is my personal experience. When I lost radio, just for you first time watching this, don't know what's going on. When I lost, I lost my radio job because the radio station closed down. All of a sudden, I was like, I don't know what to do. Where's income coming? What is the future like? I didn't know whatsoever. But I actually had loads of savings, because what I did from the time I started working until that time was every month, 1/3 of my pay goes towards savings. I know it's a lot, but I put 1/3 of my pay towards savings. So it was always that. So when this hit, I had a lot of money, but I didn't know how to manage it. I didn't call the bank. I didn't speak to the banks and ask to renegotiate. I thought this is a lot of money I can pay, and then I get a job eventually. But I continued living like normal on my savings for a year and a half. And then all hell broke loose, because then there was like, wait, it's been a year and a half and I don't have a steady income. That's where life went kelang kabut bila. And it was too late to stretch it, or too late to try and figure it out, because if I figured it out earlier, I would have been able to manage it better, but I didn't. So that's advice to everybody.
Yeah, so the one analogy that I would like to use is actually related to health. So
Yeah.
generally, when we do give talks and everything, to make people understand, we actually use analogies. So generally, the health analogy is something that people understand better,
Correct.
because people are used to it. Okay, so one of the leading causes of male death in Malaysia and the world is heart attacks.
Okay.
Is heart attacks,
Uh-huh.
and in actuality, most heart attacks, if you actually diagnose it early,
Yep.
there's a lot of things that you can do. So, which is similar to your situation just now.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Okay,
Correct. Correct.
so even in my dad passed away due to due to heart issues.
Right.
So, and his first heart attack, I remember clearly, was in 2008.
Okay.
But actually, when we see the went to see the doctor, and the diagnosis, they said no, actually his heart attack has
Uh,
started before that, long before that. So
oh.
that 2008 was the point where he tak tahan sakit.
Like typical all fathers. Sorry, my father
uh,
sama cerita dia. Okay, anyway.
so and the so sebelum ni, like mile tahan macho
Ah.
kan. So then sampai satu masa tak boleh tahan. So but by the time tak boleh tahan, doktor cakap do anything, risiko very high already.
Right.
Like possibility of dying doing the surgery is higher than just taking medication.
Correct. It's no longer small. It's no longer band-aid to fix it.
Uh,
You
yeah.
need surgery and besar-besar.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. So if let's say I know it's a side advice, but for especially those that are having like chest pains and everything,
Right.
at the first sign, technically you should go see a doctor and get it diagnosed. But same thing with regards to the financial.
Correct.
If you start to feel that there is some problems with the financial,
Uh-huh.
please get help.
Straight away
Please
get help.
get help, because the earlier you go and get help, the better your chances of getting out of it.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, the later you are in getting the help, then it becomes more
Harder to
complicated.
solve.
Yeah, harder to solve.
No, because like I said, the weird part is during what I went through, a lot of people, even Rafiq here, when he met me, he's like, I wish I met you earlier. I could have helped you earlier, but now it's a bit too late
Mm.
to help. It's now just amputation. It's no longer fixing, it's just amputation
Yeah.
already. So don't wait till that's my advice to anybody. So hey guys, once again, if you're watching this, if you got any financial questions, ask. If you're watching this 3 days later, okay,
Mm.
3 days later you're watching this, here's what you can do. Put the questions inside the comment, so the next time we go live, we'll answer your question. How about that? Just in case you're watching this 3 days later. Okay.
Yeah, but I think you also want to touch on the
Oh,
ticker
of
at the
course.
bottom.
There you go. Look at the ticker at the bottom. You can use that promo code for free consultations. And just go there, try it out, and then it'll give you the best advice. Trust me. Sometimes if you go through their website, it's up there, or Facebook, you'll see a lot of people who are actually very good with finances itself, who overlooked a few things, and after they went and get their whole finance, a proper a discussion with a proper financial planner, they realize there's so many other avenues where they can use to help improve their financial situation.
Yeah.
So please do go check out the thing underneath.
Yep.
All right. Okay, dude. Brand new year. When we discussed last 30th of December, we did not expect the MCO to happen.
Yeah.
We kind of like mungkin akan jadi.
Mungkin akan jadi, but we didn't know that it was going to come in that fast lah.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
so
we didn't know to what extent it's going to be. Which like now also it's still very confusing because certain places got this, certain places get that. So is there anything new when it comes to protecting your finances, or I mean any other advice? Because I'm sure before this ada lain, tapi sekarang it's something different, dude. I'm sure there's a lot of people worried, especially
True.
people who maybe just starting to recover, and then this one kena. What's your advice to them?
Oh, okay. So, if you are waiting for or wanting to know whether the government is going to give out a new incentive, so right now nothing is being
No.
announced yet.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing is being announced yet, and as you know, we are under emergency rule right now. We're under emergency rule, so no parliament sittings, no
Correct.
whatever.
Correct.
So we just need to see what's going to happen lah. Whether the government of the day will actually give additional handouts to help people who lose their jobs, help companies to pay some of the costs, especially with regards to staff salaries, similar to last year.
Right.
And one question that people are asking is moratorium going to be
Extended.
extended,
Reintroduce.
reintroduce. So a lot of people are asking lah, because biasalah dah dapat sekali kan. So
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. People don't realize moratorium fine lah. You tak bayar fine, you happy. Tetapi your interest still compounds. Your interest still grows. Then when you eventually have to pay, you're gonna pay a certain amount, and the bulk of it is going to go towards paying interest rather than your principal. So at the end of the day, if you got the money, pay. Sorry, that's just me lah.
yeah lah, but that's the thing lah. You can see people like not really being smart with money. So did you read about the guy who actually used his ICNA punya money to put the bumps next to his house?
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean ICNA? What he do is ICNA?
So I think he got his first 5,000 from ICNA.
Right.
From EPF. So then apparently he built 11 bumps
in front of his house.
On the road next to his house. Yeah. So I was like, huh? And,
wow.
And the thing, he says that because people like drive really fast and everything, and his room is next to the road, so he cannot sleep. He cannot sleep. But then because it wasn't properly done and everything, so complain. So then police datang and asked to need. So then spend more money to
remove.
To remove it.
The ICNA thing, is it possible to do it online?
Yeah, it's supposed to be done online.
Oh, I don't know lah. Okay, for the people, no, before this we spoke about ICNA, we spoke about the merits about taking out ICNA and all that. But I don't think we discussed of how to do it.
Yeah, actually you can just, I think there is a website under EPF where you can actually apply for ICNA. So it's under ICNA online. So if you go to ICNA, icna.kwsp.gov.my. Okay, so then it will bring you to the page where you can apply for ICNA, and in here you can apply. There's like basically two big icons. One is new application, which they will close at 30th June this year.
Okay.
And then there's another icon where just says you can semak your status permohonan.
So the ICNA comes it takes from your account 1, right? Not account 2.
Yes, it takes from your account 1.
And account, so when you touch ICNA, you still can touch account 2 to pay your loans, kan?
Yes, you can still use account 2 to pay the housing loan. So it's two different accounts. So there are people who say, okay, even if let's say you don't need it and you're eligible to take ICNA, just take it out and have the money available, because after 30th June you cannot do that anymore. So because we do not know how long this MCO is going to be.
Correct.
Okay, so to me, I'm not saying that is bad advice. It's just that please make sure if you do that, you also treat that money similar to as the money is in EPF.
Correct.
So means that if there's no reason for you to use it, please don't use it.
But like we've discussed this before, please watch our old thing. If you take out your ICNA money And if you're taking it out for emergency purposes, you don't need to use it straight away. There are places where you can put the money in to help it grow. So like fixed deposit, but fixed deposit you cannot take out. You got to wait until your thing finish. So if you've got like ASB, put it in if you're eligible for ASB. But for non-Bumi Putras, there are also, I forgot what you said. There was something else.
Yeah, so there's like the other amanah sahams, like Satu Malaysia, Wawasan, and whatnot. But you need to check with the banks whether there is still allocation or quota.
Oh, that one got to check with bank.
That one have to check with bank. So but logically lah, because people are actually taking out money because they need to use need to use for emergency purposes or whatnot. Or some are actually taking out money from this low risk investments to put in higher risk investments like stocks, because in this period, stocks are can potentially, if you know what you're doing, it can potentially give you higher returns. So some people are doing it. So that's why I still say you just need to check with the bank, or you can just if you tak nak pergi bank or you malas ni, go to the open your ASNB online account.
Right.
So www.asnb.com.my if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And then wait, I did some research on this. And then you got to go and
mysnb.com.my. Yeah, mysnb.com.my.
There's apps also nowadays.
Correct. So there's also apps. So basically, then you can try to put money in. So but that is trial and error lah. So if you try to put the money and goes in, means dah ada quota.
Yeah. Okay. So now,
because traditionally, this is in KLCC, in Maybank KLCC, this is what they used to do. So there are the people working in Petronas, Khazanah who had a lot of money from bonuses and whatnot. So they want to put in this kind of investments that has like quota and everything. So generally they berbakat dengan the counter officers and everything. So this is the amount of money. So you just try lah your luck on a daily basis to put it in.
Hey, anything, but if you can, if you're taking out, remember from IC now, if you take it out, and if you don't need to use it straight away, put it in a place where you can have your money grow as well. Maybe not big growth, but in a growth-ish kind of place lah.
Yeah, because technically, generally we wouldn't advise it. We would advise you to do so, but if you're taking it out so that you would have access to additional emergency funding, so you just need to know that by taking it out from EPF, we can potentially give you about 5% per annum. You are putting it in potentially instruments that can give you lower returns.
Correct.
So, but then the return is secondary now, because the main objective is actually the access to the money. When you need it.
Because it's not going to be open. June is the last time you can touch account one. After that,
30 June. 30 June is the last date you can apply.
Yeah. So once again, go check it out. Try it. If you don't need it, don't. But if you do, go check it out. That's very important.
Yeah. So because like for me, technically, because one of the category is those that are working on your own. So basically those that haven't been contributing to EPF for quite some time. So technically I qualify. I think you qualify also.
Yes. Oh yes, I qualify.
Yeah. So we qualify. But the thing is, because I don't need it, I don't touch it lah. I don't touch it.
I don't know whether I need it, so that's why I'm very confused.
Which once MCO finish, we're going to meet up anyway.
Yes, correct. Then we have to discuss.
So then I will tell you whether you need it or not lah. Yes. We have at the 30th June anyway.
Correct. So anyway, guys, look underneath. Please use that links down there, because if you want free, you can use the free consultation. Brains are like jam. Free consultation. Please use the code underneath and go check it out. Okay, and you can try out your free consultation. Just in case you shy want to ask questions here. really don't understand why people are shy when it comes to finances and you want to ask. Okay, now when it comes to finances, this is a question that someone has brought up before. I don't know whether it makes sense or not. Does it make sense to take a personal loan to pay up your credit card?
In certain situations, the answer is yes.
What kind of situations?
Okay, so okay, I wouldn't put that solution by its own, because
Correct.
this is generally what most people do. So okay, so they just okay, so my credit cards are maxed out. Okay,
Right.
so my credit cards are maxed out. So in order to pay off the credit card, I take a personal loan, or I convert my credit card to a term loan, which is a personal loan lah,
Yeah.
and do monthly repayments. Okay, so in general, what this does, if you don't improve the cash flow side,
Yeah.
is just the basic scenario of gali lubang, kambus lubang. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
basically you'll end up with more holes.
Right.
You end up
Okay.
with
Okay.
more holes because what's going to happen is, okay, so now originally you were just paying the credit cards monthly, whatever the minimum repayment, but you're paying high interest. So then you listen to somebody, or you buat your own research, whatever, and somebody say, hey, yeah, you can use your personal loan to pay off your credit card. So then, okay, you calculate blah 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 blah. Okay, I need this much to pay off. I need this much to pay off, and but then when you go then see the banker or the loan officer, so banker
Uh,
cakap, oh, but you punya gaji boleh ambil lebih.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They love saying that. Bloody idiots.
Your
Okay, sorry.
based on your debt service ratio punya calculation lah, which is
Yeah.
your net income over your debt repayment over your net income minus EPF is sufficient to take additional. Yeah, by all means take more. Then I say, okay lah, yalah bayar lebih sikit je. Alang-alang you take.
I hate that word alang-alang lah. But
Ha.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, alang-alang you take. So then you take. Then, oh, you're happy. Yes, I finished paying off my credit card. Then I have extra money in my savings or ASB or whatever. But now what you forget is, okay, now I have a personal loan that I have to pay monthly. But credit card kosong.
Correct.
Credit card sudah
Then you
kosong.
spend on the credit card.
Then you spend on the credit card, okay? Because you tak buat the budget at the end of the year, you tak track you punya cash flow, so and then you cannot differentiate between wants versus needs.
Yeah.
So then you spend and your credit card maxed out again. Okay, so then you repeat and rinse this until it comes to a point where you dah tak boleh buat.
Okay, so my advice to everybody, if you want to do this, take your credit card, gali one lubang, hide it, and then hide the map to where it is, give it to a trusted friend. Once you finish your personal loan, then you need go look gali balik the credit card. Don't touch that credit card.
Tak cukup. That might have worked like before technology.
now senang je, right?
So now you even have to take it out from Google Pay. You have to take it out from all your apps.
Oh my god, yeah. And because sometimes you attach a lot of your auto payments to your credit card, you don't notice it building.
Yes. So just giving somebody like some people before, like they will say, okay, put it in ice in your freezer, break in case of emergency kind of thing. So nowadays it doesn't work as well because of you can do all the online payments.
Oh my god,
you can, yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so this is double-edged sword that technology brings. It makes things easier, it makes things accessible, like we were talking about just now. So you can do your investments online, you can check it online, you can do your EPF IC9 application online. But at the same time, if like you're somebody that's trying to manage your expenses and try to like do away with credit cards, like just hiding it or giving it to somebody doesn't help.
Okay, paham. Understand everybody? Very good. Okay, I want to ask on a personal on a note where okay, the MCO just happened. In case it grows longer, then suddenly some companies got to shut down, then people gonna
Mm.
lose money and tak ada income and blah 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 blah. We've talked about how to stretch your money and all that, but can do you have a short list of places where you can get income? Not you can take out your savings. One is ICNA up to June.
Mm.
That's 100%. Any other place that you money that can access?
Okay, the second one would be SOXO.
How do you
So,
access your
so
success?
the it's not that you access the SOXO. So if you are contributing to SOXO, which I think almost everybody does.
Yep.
So there is, if you have your payslip. So your payslip will have two different contributions to SOXO. One is the on the insurance side, the
Uh-huh.
normal SOXO contribution. The second one will be under the employment insurance scheme, EIS.
Okay.
Okay, so under this scheme, so at least you will get a portion of your salary up to 4,000 ringgit a month.
Huh?
Yeah,
If you lose your job,
yeah. So it's an employment insurance scheme. So basically, you're
what?
contributing. Yeah, so you're contributing to it. Your all employees are contributing to it. Uh, and you should apply. You should apply for it.
What? I bet you. I swear to God, I bet you this might be the first time a lot of people here understanding this. A lot of people pay EPF, put SOXO. They don't know what it's for. I know people who got injured and never applied to SOXO to pay for their injury because
Yeah,
they don't know what it is. And
yeah.
and and the brilliant HR. No offense to HRs, sometimes you all are like that. Sometimes you don't tell these people. Don't tell them that hello, you can claim. I don't know why. So I didn't know that this Sukso thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so because I'm not sure whether I shared, but actually I had several clients who lost their jobs.
Right.
So their financials were not affected because they had sufficient emergency savings, and some of them even had severance packages provided by their employers.
Yep.
But then I also said you
Entitled
are
to it.
also entitled to it. So just apply for it while you're looking for a job.
Aiyo. I bet you a lot of people don't know. Okay, so those are two things. Got any other or not? Any, any other surprising do it that people actually are entitled to, but they didn't know they are entitled to? I'm sorry. I'm
Um,
so upset.
Most of it I do not know lah. It's like those are the two
Fair
clear
enough.
cuts, the clear cut ones that I know that if you're working and you're contributing to either EPF, so you have access to your account one, account two now,
Correct.
and also to SOXO lah through EIS. So basically, this is not a long term solution.
No,
This
it's not.
is a
It,
short term solution
it's an
for
injection of
you.
cash for a while.
Yeah. So which means you still have to source for income. So either find a new job, and while waiting for a new job, do whatever it takes in order for you, as long as legal, to earn.
I like the way you slide that in. Bahaya
Yeah.
nowadays,
Yeah.
people tak faham.
No, nanti orang apa quote the video, right? Oh,
That's why.
itu ada license financial planner daripada Vantage, right? Cakap do whatever it takes.
Do whatever it takes. No. Do whatever it takes that is legal. Faham? Aduh.
Have to be careful. Have to be careful.
Correct. So those are the two things you can do just in
Yeah.
case. I'm not saying anything. It's just spread the news to your friends in case if they're going through a hard time, maybe they didn't know they can have access to this money. Maybe they can get that access to the money and maybe they can help them out.
Yep.
Okay, so cool. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I'm still because I know I paid for Soxo and all that before this, but I never knew that there was such a thing where what you just said.
Yeah. So there is actually, so the employment insurance scheme has only been around for a few years. So depending on when you lost your job, so maybe at that time EIS has not been around because I can't remember exactly when
Maybe.
when it was
I don't think I'm
introduced.
gonna feel like, oh, that time tak ada lagi. That's why I didn't go for it. I'm
Yeah,
just to make myself feel better.
but actually, the point that you raised is actually fair, because even with regards to accidents, a
Yeah,
lot of people do not know that they can claim compensation from Toxo.
yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of people miss that out.
yeah.
Miss that out.
I give you this. I know a friend who was a computer guy lah.
Mm,
He got carpal tunnel syndrome, so he
mm,
had to go for surgery, and he managed to get from Soxo 40,000 because of the surgery and all.
mm.
So I'm like, what? You know what I mean? He's like, I'm paying for it, so might as well, you know. I'm like, wow. Okay lah. Go find
Yeah,
out more.
yeah. So that's actually a lot, probably a lot more that we are even not aware of,
Correct.
that's available out there. So even like for Muslims specifically, well, now that I just remembered, you
Yep.
can actually go to Pusat Zakat.
Okay.
You can actually
And
go to Pusat Zakat and to ask them for assistance if you are having financial difficulties.
I hope this helps a lot of people because I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people, don't know this. Okay, once again, guys, if you got any questions for us, just put it in. We'll try answer. We're running out of time already. I'm gonna ask you. You see the promo code underneath. You can sign up for free
Mm.
consultation with a licensed financial planner. But what does that mean? In case people tak faham.
Okay, so basically, what will happen during that one-on-one session is we will be asking you a few questions with regards to your finances, and we will generate a simple report that gives you a high-level snapshot of your overall finances. Okay, so it's not a detailed report, and it
Correct.
doesn't give you advice in terms of what you need to do. It's
Correct.
basically just say, okay, JJ, this is the areas that you need to work on.
Right. Okay. 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 Okay.
So it's like a basic medical checkup.
Okay. Not detailed medical checkup, but good
Uh,
enough for you to say, hey, your cholesterol is here, this one is this is
Correct.
it. You
Your
pandai lah how to fix it.
Yeah. So your blood pressure is like this, right?
Correct.
So, but we're not going to tell you, okay, eat this medicine,
Understand.
exercise, whatnot. So you take the report and then you do whatever's necessary.
But if you
So
want detail, there. The
correct.
sini. Go get in touch with them, and
Yeah.
then you can get more detailed
Yeah.
overview and picture of your financial health,
Correct.
and they can guide you through getting it better.
Yeah. So generally, I would advise at least try the free consultation first. It's
Yep.
The word is free. It's now, and now I'm pretty sure most of you also have a lot of time at home
Yes.
because you cannot go out anyway. So why don't register yourself? It's
Correct.
free, and then you can also access our sister company, mypf.my, where there's a lot. To be honest, there's actually a lot of articles, videos, infographics, which is free
Yes.
to access, and we can verify the details behind it because it is written by people who are licensed, who are certified in terms of personal finances.
Correct. Oh,
Yeah. So sometimes it's not just your standard people who are just like writing, certainly trying to sell stuff. So there is actually not, the articles are not really written to push products to you. It's
correct.
actually written so that you can learn something.
So, dude, learn something. Knowledge is the best key. Someone just posted, Chris, what's up? Thank you for watching. I have a question. Sorry, I came in late. With the withdrawal now of ICINA, I felt it's a good move for users to withdraw the max out and put it for investment or trading. What's
Hey,
your call?
you can answer already. Answer several times.
We've answered this before, Chris.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you don't need to, don't, because EPF itself, your returns at EPF is quite high. It's very hard to find outside investments that is secure and gives you the best returns. Now, if you're talking about trading and stuff like that, it's whatever your principal is not guaranteed. So if you invest through trading and then you lose your principal, then you're losing your money that you was saved for your future in EPF. So cewa, how so far boleh ah?
Ya, boleh, boleh, boleh,
boleh boleh
boleh.
boleh 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 boleh.
Nanti you ambil CFP lah.
No, but Chris, we have discussed this before. Look
Ah,
through all our old videos. There's loads of explanations of how to do it, what to do with it, how where else you can invest, stuff you can do, why you should do it, why you shouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, when you talk to when it comes to Sina, if you need it, do it.
mm,
But if you don't keep it
yeah,
in EPF. That's the
yeah,
bottom line.
yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question.
There must be a clear reason why you should
Correct.
do it.
Yeah.
Because like what JJ explained, very simple. So in EPF, okay, so for the security of the funds, it kind of gives good returns.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Versus, okay, you take it out, either you invest in shares or you trade in shares. So there is a slight difference between those two. You increase your potential in terms of earning,
Yep.
but you also increase your
Risk
potential
factor.
in terms of losing.
Yes. Dan kedua-duanya sekali sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So be wise lah. If you
Mm,
don't need to, don't. That's the best
yeah.
advice we can
Yeah.
give it.
Don't you see like all people are posting, oh yeah, you come for 2 days, 3 days course, now you become a expert trader and then you can earn 10% a day. Right.
Okay, rewind this video at the start. We spoke about scams. How to identify a scam. Today we talked about it.
uh,
Rewind to the start. Trust me on this
uh,
one because during this hard time, a lot of people are out there to scam you
yeah.
because they know everybody is hard. Oh, I personally felt this only for this year as I saw a decrease of dividends in 2 years run. So expecting lesser again this year. Ooh,
But the thing is, for me, if you're gonna do that, then one option is actually to utilize your account one for investment. There are proper channels to do it. Means it's already through approved institutions by EPF already. So
yeah,
then there's a higher potential in terms of your investments being managed properly. Okay, so
correct.
but I do know that there are a lot of people who have bad experiences with unit trust. So maybe in the next hotline session, I will actually talk about my personal experiences investing in unit trust myself.
Set.
So that if anyone who have questions with regards to that can then ask. Yeah.
Oh, yep. Account one already running in many investments. Che, then you tahu already.
Uh,
Ni sengaja nak keluarkan duit nak beli PS5 kan? Don't buy the PS5. Don't do it, dude. I'm just saying don't. Even though I want the PS5 too, don't.
wait until there's a lot more games.
That's the best advice. All
Yeah,
right,
wait until
man.
there's more games because like technically lah, my wife is actually the gamer in the family, not me.
Oh, serious? She's
Yeah,
waiting for
so
the PS5 lah.
not really PS5. So she has a Nintendo Switch and everything. So we used to talk. We used to have all the consoles.
Right.
Okay, when we were still younger and everything. So then we were talking about the history of the consoles and everything. So there was one time especially PlayStation 2 was the king of consoles.
Correct.
But the main reason why PlayStation 2 was the king of consoles was the variety of the games that was available.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
but that reduced in PlayStation 3 and became worse in PlayStation 4.
Oh,
So people actually don't care about, most people who buy, this macam kita cakap tadi before Astro. So people don't care about the output of the console
yeah.
if you don't have the games that you can play.
Yeah, correct. Or not, it's like I got a pretty white box with a black line. Look.
Which then you used to watch Netflix.
Betul, which is real. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching again this time around. Remember, we try to do this every 2 weeks. So the
Yeah.
next time we'll meet up is in 2 weeks. And if you're watching this after it's live, and you have a question like what Chris had, just put the questions in. The next time we come live, we'll answer those questions.
Yep.
All right.
Will do.
So continue those questions underneath. Share this video with all your friends so that more people learn about it. Hopefully, it helped you. But anyway, that's it for tonight.
Yep. Okay. Thanks
Thank you so
everyone
much, Rafiq.
for listening.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for watching. See you all soon.
See you
Bye.
all. Bye.